Hello everyone, this is part 8 of What If Naruto Came Back with a Kid, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Sakura took several steps back as her aura started to leak from her brother. She had no idea how to respond right now. She had just found her mother's in the rubble that was her home. The rescue squad had apparently passed over the house since it housed the demon boy. Now her brother was on the verge of going berserk and attacking villages which would get him executed. The red chakra leaked from Naruto as his eyes narrowed and grew wider, almost fox-like. His canine teeth grew in length as his fingernails grew, becoming claws. He looked around for any trace of the rescue team. I'll K them for what they did. He was about to run off when two figures in black robes appeared in front of him. The shorter one smirked at Naruto. Come now, Naruto-kun. If you join us, we'll help you destroy this worthless place. Naruto looked at him in anger. Why would I do something like that? The figure held out his hand towards Naruto. Because we know what you are and welcome you anyway. We accept you. Isn't that what you want, Naruto-kun? Elsewhere, Homura Mitokado and Koharu Utatane walked up to Jiraiya, who was looking out over the destroyed village. The old man is Sha, stated Jiraiya. Yes, if you know that, then you know why we are here, stated Homura. Jiraiya looked back at the three Road's former teammates and smirks. I would not be a good choice. She would be much better as the next Hokage. Jiraiya then felt something and his head snapped to the direction of Naruto's home. He frowned. I didn't know they would get here so fast. He leapt onto the banister and looked back at the two. Find the Yamanaka girl and tell her to report to the Haruno household. I'll need her to help calm him down. He didn't wait for an answer and took off towards his destination. Back with Naruto. The taller robed figure was getting tired of waiting. Oi, come on brat. Join us like Itachi asked, or I will be forced to s you to shreds with my samehada. Sakura coughed at the name. She had heard that name only once and it had been by accident. She had overheard Sasuke and Kakashi talking. Itachi. Sasuke-kun's brother. Itachi turned and smirked for the first time someone acknowledged Sakura's presence. He bent down to her level and flashed a menacing smile. You know my little brother then? Tell me, has he gotten stronger like I told him to? Leave her alone, you red-eyed freak, growled Naruto. Itachi chuckled as he turned around. I would watch your tone, Naruto-kun. We only seek Kyuubi's power. We're just being nice enough to offer an easy way first. Suddenly, there was a burst of energy hit as Jiraiya landed between Itachi, Kisame, and Naruto. Jiraiya smirked at the two. Hello boys. I thought we would be running into each other sometime soon. He then looked at Naruto as Sakura slowly joined her brother's side. Both of you close your eyes and do not open them until the battle is over, and I tell you so. Naruto growled in response. What's going on, your old pervert? Itachi chuckled. Seems we have outlived our welcome. He then looked at Kisame. Let's go. Kisame frowned, but soon the two vanished. Jiraiya turned, giving the okay for the two genin to open their eyes, and was met with the still transformed Naruto. He then realized their surroundings. He then caught a glimpse of the Mrs. Haruno's hand. Naruto. Naruto shot Jiraiya a glare. His eyes glowed red as if asking to be challenged. Jiraiya took a step back and heard footsteps not too far off. He smirked, just in time. Ino came running down the street with her father next to her. She gasped when she saw the Haruno house in ruins. Naruto's head snapped towards her. Jiraiya moved quickly, grabbing Sakura and landing next to Inoki. He then took a deep breath as Naruto seemed to be upset with his closeness to Ino. Just what I thought. I hope this works. He then looked down at Ino. Girl, I need you to calm him down. Ino looked at the old man. Me. Why not get Sakura to do it? Jiraiya sighed. We don't have time for this. If he attacks anyone, the council will use it as a reason to have him executed. But, Jiraiya looked down at her in confidence. Don't worry, if he makes a wrong move I'll step in. Just want to try to solve this the easy way. Ino looked at Naruto, who seemed to be keeping his gaze on her. She gathered all of her courage and took a step forward. She was surprised when Naruto didn't move to attack but took a step backwards, letting out a low growl. Take it nice and slow. No sudden movements, calmly instructed Jiraiya. Inoki looked at the aged man. Are you sure? Jiraiya nodded and whispered so only Inoki and Sakura could hear. If it was anyone else I would be worried, but he wouldn't ever hurt Yamanaka. Even in this state. Sakura looked on and didn't know whether to smile or frown, because he loves her. Ino took another step forward. Saint, stay away, Ino-chan. I can't control it, commanded Naruto with a shaky voice. Ino took another step forward. Shush, it's okay, Whiskers. No one is mad at you. Naruto went to take another step backwards but found that he was now in a corner of the rubble. He looked either way for an escape but then caught the sight of his mother's hand again. They didn't save her on purpose. Ino continued to move forward. Who? Naruto. The red chakra around Naruto greatly decreased. The rescue squads. I heard someone say that she deserved to S. Then it hit him, finally sinking in like some kind of a realization. Because of me. Ino was now within arm's length of Naruto. She held out her hand for him to take. Ignore those people. The council. The council hates me. Then we'll find a way to get around this, okay? But you need to calm down. If you do something rash, then they will have plenty of reasons to K you. Do you want to S? Naruto kept his head down. I wish I had already. The sound of the slap echoed through the streets. Jiraiya was automatically ready to take on Naruto as he mumbled to Inoki, if he moves for her, get her and Sakura out of here. I'll handle him, Inoki nodded. Naruto held the red spot on his cheek. It throbbed in pain. The fox tried its best to take back over and lash out in rage, but Naruto held it back. He was about to say something till Ino fell to her knees crying and hugged him tight. Don't you ever say that again. Naruto blushed at this. His eyes flashed between red and blue before settling on blue. He then closed his eyes, breathing in Ino's scent as he wrapped his arms around her. Ino tightened her grips around his shoulders. You have to grow up and become Hokage, remember. You can't S until then. Besides, you're like a brother to me, and I would miss you way too much. Naruto could not help but feel his heart sink. A brother. That's what I am. The other three viewers couldn't help but wince at those words. They all knew that that hurt more than anything for Naruto. Tears started to run down Naruto's cheeks. Ino-chan. Ino pulled away and smiled at Naruto, trying to lighten his mood. Yeah. Naruto looked back at Sakura. Do you think maybe your dad would let Sakura stay with your family for a while? Of course she can, spoke up Inoki. You are both welcome. Naruto shook his head. I'll find a place for me. Just please take care of my sister for me. He then stood, starting to dust himself off. Ino stood as well. Naruto. Naruto looked down the street and started walking towards the tower. If the villagers found out that I lived with your family, they would stop buying flowers at the shop. A lot have already, just because we're on the same team. Ino was about to say something when she felt a hand on her shoulder. She looked up to see Jiraiya wearing a very serious face. I'll hand it from here. Thanks for your help. He then looked back at Inoki. They'll probably have some kind of group funeral for everyone that SD. I'll report their mom. Inoki smiled and nodded. Jiraiya started to walk off but was stopped when Sakura tried to say something. Jiraiya smirked. I'll make sure he finds a place to stay and then send word to the flower shop. He then walked off to talk with his student. -3 days later. The funeral had went as expected. The village did not have time to hold individual funerals for everyone that had SD. The only exception had been the third. Naruto had been reclusive ever since the day of the invasion. He had only spoken a few phrases, and all of those towards Jiraiya. He was actually surprised and slightly happy when Sasuke had shown up to console his big sister. He still hated the guy, but the Uchiha had won over major points by being there for Sakura. He had even let her cry against him as they filled Mrs. Haruno's grave. Shikamaru had done the same for Ino. Naruto couldn't help but feel jealous of that. Now here Naruto was standing beside Jiraiya before the town council. The head of the council, Danzo, finally cleared his voice. It comes to our attention that, before their unfortunate deaths, your mother and the third informed you of your lineage. Naruto nodded. It also seems that they have asked that you be acknowledged as the only surviving heir of the fourth and give his fortune and estate. Naruto nodded again. Danzo scowled down at Naruto. Well, we have decided that it is in the village's best interest that your request is denied. Naruto's head dropped. Jiraiya was outraged. What do you mean denied? You don't have that kind of power. Danzo looked up and glared at Jiraiya. It would be best if you remembered your place. As for our power, right now we have absolute power until we find a way to contact the next potential Hokage. Who is it? Asked Jiraiya. Danzo sighed. None other than your former teammate. It seems my fellow council members accepted your idea of asking her. Jiraiya smirked. You'll never find her. What makes you say that? Asked Danzo. Because she doesn't want to be found. Even if you did, she would beat the crap out of you. Jiraiya chuckled. You would need an expert in information gathering and someone who knows her extremely well. Danzo raised an eyebrow. You volunteering? Jiraiya turned and started for the door. Sure, but I'm taking the boy with me. But don't think the issue of his father is over with. Now let me say this. When I first thought of killing off Naruto's mom, I hated it. I thought I had cracked my skull. I didn't want to do it. But then I sat back and thought of how I wanted this story to form. I don't want Naruto to just one day win Ino over. No, that wouldn't be fair. No, ladies and gents, I'm going to make her have to work a little. To do that I have to make Naruto develop some kind of obstacle that would make him want to deny the one person he has ever loved. That little issue will make itself very clear after the time skip. So trust me when I say that I do what I have to do for the good of the story. Now, with all that unpleasantness behind me, let me express my gratitude towards everyone here. This has become a much larger deal than I originally thought it would be. It's become more chapter, more reader, more reviews, more in-depth than I ever imagined, and to be honest, that is all because of the reviewers out there that continuously support me and show that they are willing to be patient while I make this story what I know it can be. So from the bottom of my heart and my very soul, thank you. Naruto leapt over Tsunade's shoulders with a blue sphere of chakra. Watch this, old lady. I'm about to win our bet. Naruto drove the sphere into the surprised Kabuto's stomach. Kabuto coughed up blood as he felt his organs shred and his whole body was driven backwards by the force. Rasengan. The pair crashed into a stone as dust flew. Tsunade watched in shock. He did it. He mastered it. Naruto turned and looked at Tsunade with determination. My village may hate me. The council may never acknowledge my heritage. But I will still become Hokage so I can protect my sister and friends. Tsunade remembered what he had said a few days ago in the restaurant. Flashback. Tsunade glanced at Jiraiya when he informed her that she had been chosen as the 5th Hokage. She placed her cards on the table and stood. Pass. Naruto stood up. Why? Tsunade looked back at him and smirked. Because kid, I don't have any feelings for that village anymore. Naruto was angry now. How can you not care for your home? Jiraiya sighed. Naruto ignored his sensei's warning. How can you not care for something your grandfather worked so hard to create? Just because you don't have anyone there. Neither do I. Tsunade scoffed. You're starting to get on my nerves, kid. I don't care. My mom's because of who I am. The same would happen to my sister if she ever needed the village's help. The person I love sees me as a little brother. I'm sorry if I fail to feel sorry for you. End flashback. Tsunade now knew why she had gotten so angry with Naruto that night. Why she had tried to actually crush the hopes of a young boy. She knew he was right. There were people out there worse off than her who would never run away anyway. A smirk crossed her face. Good job, kid. She then started to approach Jiraiya and Orochimaru, who were fighting. Orochimaru looked down at her. Have you come to join me, Tsunade? Tsunade stared at Orochimaru with great determination. I will never help you, you snake. Because I am one of the 3 legendary Sannin. I am Tsunade, the 5th Hokage of Konoha. Several days later at the entrance of Konoha, 4 figures slowly walked towards the town. Tsunade looked around. I never thought I would see this place again. She looked down at Naruto, who seemed to be busy admiring his new lace. She smirked. Naruto, if anything else, I will make sure you have a more fair life. She looked up to Hokage Monument and smirked as she remembered the impression each person had left on the village. She was surprised by a pink blur the second they entered the village. Little brother. The blur attached itself to Naruto. Naruto smiled as he hugged Sakura back. He blushed slightly have such an embarrassing happen in front of the new Hokage. Tsunade cleared her tea. So, you must be the sister Naruto told me about. Sakura turned to the new person and bowed. Yes mom, Sakura Haruno. Tsunade chuckled. My old teammate says that you remind him of me. Sakura raised an eyebrow. Your teammate. Tsunade motioned over to Jiraiya. Sakura laughed at what she thought was a joke. You're way too young to be a teammate of that old man. Jiraiya crossed his arms mumbling something about disrespectful youth. He couldn't help but notice the glint in Tsunade's eye. She's already won her over. Tsunade smirked. I like you kid. Anyway, despite how young and amazingly beautiful I am, I used to be the old pervert's teammate. She then leaned down and whispered so just Sakura could hear, come by the Hokage Tower in a few days. We need to have a little chat. Sakura nodded. Tsunade stood up and stretched. So, shall we go to my new office? I would like to get settled in and let that old man and his two sidekicks know who runs things around here. She then started walking towards the tower Shizune's toe. Jiraiya chuckled. I'll keep her out of trouble Naruto. Take some time off and spend it with your family. He then walked off. Naruto turned and looked at his sister only to see her looking at the ground. That meant one thing. What is it? Sakura reached into her pocket and pulled out an envelope. This came for you. Naruto took it and looked at the handwriting on the front. He frowned when he recognized the handwriting. Mom. Sakura nodded. She gave it to Kakashi-sensei to give to you if anything ever happened to her. I got one too. Naruto opened the envelope and found two pieces of paper. One had his name, the other Ino's. He opened his note. Naruto. Since you're reading this, I guess that means that I've SD. I'm sorry. Please take care of your sister for me. I want you to know how proud I am of you. You've come a long way from the scared little boy I adopted. I hope you have a happy life. If I haven't told you yet, I need to tell you about your father. Naruto quickly skimmed past the part about his father. His mom must have written this a while back. Anyway, I should end this. Also, could you please give the other note to Ino for me? It's very important that she gets it. Love you very much, Mom. Naruto carefully folded the note and put it in his pocket. He tried his best to hold back the tears. A real ninja never cried. They separated themselves apart from their emotions. It was even more true with him. He could feel the Kyuubi right now trying its best to take over. If he let his emotions get out of control, then the Kyuubi would take over, and he may not be able to stop it. He felt a pair of arms encircle him. He also heard sniffles as the back of his coat started to become damp. He frowned. Sakura. Sakura tightened her grip on Naruto as she cried, how? How can you not be sad? Mom's she's s. Naruto nodded as he let his tears fall freely. He turned and hugged his sister tight. I'm sorry that I haven't been there for you. I will make things better. I promise. Sakura pulled away slightly, looking her brother in the eyes. Please, come back to Ino's with me. Mr. Yamanaka said that the council wouldn't let you have your father's home or anything. Naruto shook his head. I can't. Sakura frowned. Why not? She frowned as Naruto seemed to be trying to avoid eye contact. Then it clicked. It's Ino, isn't it? Sakura, you can't think about being in the same house with her. It's not that. It's just, you love her. Naruto laughed nervously. What would make you think that? I've known for a while. Mom did too. So, why don't you just tell her? Naruto frowned. Because she's with Shikamaru and she's happy. She's backed off of Sasuke, so you're happy. Who am I to ask people to not be happy? But you love her. Naruto let his sister go. I'll be around if you need anything. He then quickly vanished before Sakura could say anything. Kakashi frowned as he slowly walked towards his front door. What kind of person showed up at this time of night knocking on it? He opened the door and sighed as he saw who it was. It's nighttime, Naruto, and I have a mission tomorrow morning. Naruto frowned. Well, you see, I heard from Ero Sennin that it was supposed to rain tonight, and well. Kakashi frowned and moved to the side. Come on in. You can take the couch. Naruto's immediately was a ball of joy. Thanks, Uncle Kakashi. He then ran inside, dropping his pack close to the couch. Kakashi shook his head as he started back to the kitchen. You want some tea? Thanks. Kakashi chuckled. No problem, kid. I would offer more, but like I said, I have a mission tomorrow and may be gone for a week or so I didn't get any food at the market this week. He put the water to boil and then went back to the couch. So, you've been camping out this entire time? Naruto nodded. Yeah, it's really cool. I usually camp in the park near the training grounds so I don't have to go very far for my morning training. What you doing for food? Naruto shrugged. I have a little money left from missions. Kakashi nodded in understanding. And I guess no one is willing to rent you a place to stay, huh? Naruto frowned and nodded. Kakashi patted his head. Well, my couch is always open, kid. Naruto smiled. Thanks, Uncle Kakashi. The whistling of the tea kettle interrupted their conversation. Kakashi stood with his back to Naruto, setting out 2 cups. He poured the hot water into each cup and then added a tea bag. He turned. Here you go, kid. He turned and saw that Naruto was already curled up on the couch asleep. Kakashi smirked slightly. He put Naruto's tea on a table next to the couch, then started for his room. Sleep well, kid. Next morning, Tsunade looked up from organizing her desk to see Sakura shyly walking in. Hokage-sama, came the quiet whisper from the pink-haired girl. You wanted to see me. Tsunade smiled. Yes, I did, but drop the sama crap. Makes me sound old. She cleared her desk slightly and sat down in the chair behind her desk. She then motioned for a chair across from her. Sit down, Haruno. Sakura shuffled across the floor and sat down. It was true that Sarutobi had often visited when she and Naruto was little, but now Sakura found she did not know how to act in front of the new leader of the village. Tsunade tried to hide a smirk from Sakura's nervousness. She's shy and quiet at first. Interesting. She then picked up a folder. One glance at it from Sakura proved that it was in fact the girl's shinobi file. Tsunade chuckled. According to your sensei's report, you have remarkable chakra control. Sakura blushed at the compliment. Tsunade read over the statement again. Yes, you may have the best chakra control of any of the new genins. However, it also says that you have no outstanding jutsu except for those taught in the academy. Sakura looked down at this, embarrassed that even though she did have good chakra control, she was lacking in the jutsu department. Tsunade met Sakura in a fierce gaze. Potential will only get you so far, Sakura. Tell me, why did you want to become a shinobi? Sakura kept her gaze on her feet as she answered, my father. Tsunade nodded. Your father forced you into it? Sakura shook her head. I never knew my father. I wanted to become a great shinobi like him. Plus my brother and Sasuke-kun are shinobi. So, you were just tagging along. Sakura looked up with determination. No, I want to be able to fight beside them. I want to be able to help them. Tsunade smirked. Good answer. We'll talk about this some other time. Right now I want to talk about something else. Something Naruto said to me. Sakura nodded. I will help as best I can, Hokage-sama. Tsunade sighed at the honorific again. That was going to be a hard habit to break. Tell me, I have a few reports and what that old pervert told me. But what happened the day of the attack when you and Naruto found your mom? Sakura looked away, trying to not talk about the subject. Tsunade frowned. Look, I know this is a hard subject, but according to Jiraiya, Naruto was confronted by the Uchiha traitor. Sakura nodded. Sasuke's brother. He seemed so cold. What specifically did he say? He asked Naruto to come with him. Something about getting revenge on this village. Tsunade frowned. So the rumors are true. They're starting to collect them. Tsunade looked at Sakura and saw that the girl was obviously getting a little upset. Tsunade quickly thought of something to change the subject. So, tell me. Naruto said he has a crush on someone. You know who? Sakura nodded quietly. Ino, ma'am. Tsunade raised an eyebrow. She quickly asked a list of other shinobi. Yamanaka's little girl. Sakura nodded. Tsunade chuckled. Well, we'll just have to see what we can do about that, won't we? Sakura shook her head. It's not that easy. Tsunade put the list down. How so? Well, you see, Sakura then began to dictate the history of Ino and Naruto's friendship, including Ino's crush on Sasuke and now slowly blooming relationship with Shikamaru. Naruto slowly opened his eyes as light shone through the window. He slowly sat up, moving his en around, trying to get the soreness out. He looked at his now cold cup of tea with a note next to it. He picked it up and a key fell out. Kid, look after the place while I am gone. I got Asuma to cover for my training sessions with my team, so looks like you and Sasuke will be training together. Try not to K each other. I'll be back when I get the mission done. I left some money on the counter to get some food. Try to buy a variety of food instead of just ramen. Later. Kakashi. P.S. No girls. Especially your little blonde-haired sweetheart. Naruto frowned at the last statement. Does everyone know about that? Faye. Know about what, Dobe? Naruto's head snapped up and saw Sasuke standing there leaning against the windowsill with his arms crossed. You were late, so your sensei sent us to look for you. Late. Naruto ran to Kakashi's room ignoring the stack of Ika books and looked at the alarm clock. I'm late. He then ran to his bag next to the couch and pulled out a change of clothes before running to the bathroom. Be right with you, bastard. Sasuke frowned at the name. Whatever, Dobe, don't expect me to wait. He then pushed himself off the sill and jumped out the window. A few seconds later, Naruto was running back through the apartment picking up the key on his way out. Wait up, bastard. Or I will kick your ass. Danzo kept his stoic demeanor as he looked at Tsunade. We have already made a decision on this request. Tsunade clenched her fist trying to control her anger. Danzo smirked at this, and I would not clench your fist like that unless you are intent on using it. Tsunade was practically venomous now. Let's hear you, old fossil. You never liked Sarutobi-sensei. And just because he showed a liking to the boy, you're punishing Naruto. Danzo's smirk grew. I have no idea what you are talking about. But I don't think I like the insinuation. I'm not insinuating anything. In fact, I planned for you to not change your mind, so I did my research. Danzo frowned. Tsunade chuckled at the change of power in the room. When a new Hokage is pronounced, they are given one law that cannot be overturned by the council. You wouldn't, yelled Danzo. Tsunade nodded. It's already in motion. In a few months, Naruto will be acknowledged as the 4Th's only living heir and will be given rights to his clan's possessions. She then turned but stopped before exiting the door. I do hope that in the future we can come to an agreement, because I found plenty of other useful facts while I was doing my research. Like how to force the council head to step down and replace him with someone of my choosing. She allowed the door to shut after her. Asuma took a puff of his cigarette as he looked at the 6 genin in front of him. Thanks a lot, Kakashi. You owe me for this. He then cleared his voice. Well, looks like we're going to be a group for the week. We'll have a couple D-class missions, but other than that we'll just have some training. Maybe some spars between the two teams. He smirked at Kakashi's last request before leaving for his mission. Flashback. Oh Asuma. Make sure Sasuke and Naruto get a chance to have a friendly spar. Asuma raised her eyebrow. Why want to prove your team is better than mine? 'Cause I'm sure Uzumaki could beat the Uchiha if he got focused enough. Kakashi chuckled. No, those two are actually quite good for each other. I think it's time Sasuke sees how much Naruto has grown. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.